again. They are going to look to punish Klid and Kingen again. We have seen so many teams find an angle, and we saw the IRELIA mid just yesterday. You have Cassante, you have IRELIA who looks to get pressure here in mid. It can help play around that top side. Yeah, you thought, okay, we got the Cassante pick out. We're safe here. It's a Gnar pick coming through. It's not going to be a lane swap, but there is so much power in a side lane for Chovy here with this Maokai pick. Maokai protects deep side laning champions, and that's one of the weaknesses of these Cassante comps. They don't have the same ability to side lane and put pressure on turrets when you get to the mid to late game. But you have an IRELIA mid here, and yes, you absolutely can put that pressure on. Lack of magic damage here, but who's building him up? Closer yesterday, Valdez, man, he showed everyone the IRELIA's relevance right now in this meta.
Yeah, with one game.
One game.
And it was bro, but I still think that, you know, Closer was kind of given like way too much space to kind of do whatever he wanted, but, you know, it was against bro. I think that Chovy can absolutely put on a lot of pressure with this pick.
I'm really liking how Genji has looked at HANWHA Esports' game plan and how commonly, at least when it's going to be fine, I think is just kind of turned on its head quite significantly by this pickup of the IRELIA here late in the draft for Chovy. And that's another thing that Red Side can afford you, which is why I'm surprised HANWHA didn't prioritize Red Side here with side selection going into game one, especially when we consider they're taking all of their wins on Red Side this season.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see, as Viper did go for the Comet here. Looks like he will be playing the lethality version of this Varus. Not too surprising. I think, you know, you're not going to be surviving very long in melee range against a lot of the Genji picks, although you could, you know, on another slate, you could say, hey, they're going to be in melee range very often. But I think this is a better choice. Just to stay away. Chovy, I think, is the biggest thing. You know, like the scaling seems relatively even, especially because the Varus is going for lethality rather than on-hit builds. But will come down to the side laning, I think. As Viper might be in a little bit of trouble. They're actually going for life here, as he does not have flash. He's just going to get sniped and killed, and we do have flash here for Viper, but he's just not even going to use it. He's like, well, I'm dead anyway. Let's just accept it, and that is a free double kill over to the side of FaZe. It's what you talked about before, the follow-up gank. Just very simple and straightforward here for Genji.
Now they're trying to grab this Herald at least. Klid is alone on the top side of the map. Genji definitely aware of it. And, you know, it's going to be a trade of 2 kills to a Jhin here in the early game into a Varus Ashe lane versus a plate setup for HANWHA that's kind of realistically only going to be droppable in mid for free. You're going to need a lot more resources to put it elsewhere, as this was kind of greedy for Peanut here, and he will be denied. Thanks for the leash. For now, Chovy trying to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, they can't really deny him from getting in range to smite. He does not have a smite, though. Peanut does not have smite, so he's just going to walk away awkwardly. He's like, okay, all right, you can get the... He did show that off with flying colors. Now he does have a Bork, and now he's going to be actually getting in the face of Zeka. It's going to be more difficult for Zeka now to farm at this stage of the mid lane. And now the priority can go to the side of Chovy, especially if he gets a little bit of health, because the kill pressure is so high, which is not necessarily what you see all the time in the mid lane, but it's really cool to see IRELIA back in the meta and to see this kill pressure.
Zeka really trading it back, dodging this stun. Chovy has to be really careful with these flashy plays, because one misstep and, you know, take 2 Qs and an extra E, and suddenly Zeka can actually ult you and kill you too. Have to be respectful. You don't have any minions to dash back to sometimes, and was a great start to that trade, but he actually does lose out in the end. We'll have to catch this wave.
I think it definitely depends on who's there. As speaking of which, a lot of players here for HLE Esports, and this time Chovy does have to be respectful, as he did not have any ward coverage, and the ult from Life is what is going to put the nail in the coffin.
Really great play from HLE Esports. Zeka communicating as well where Chovy is on the lane. I've pushed him out. We want to do this Drake. It's spawning. Let's go ahead and look for a pick here mid. If the arrow hits, we go. The arrow hits, they go. They grab a kill, and they're going to take this Drake down. And good start here for HLE Esports in terms of objectives. Will be 2 Drakes in the lead. What soul we get will actually determine.
Chemtech.
No, don't say it, Valdez.
It's going to be Chemtech.
What soul we get determines how valuable this is what I was going to say.
There it is.
And Valdez.
I didn't have a doubt in my mind. After seeing yesterday, I'm like, yeah, the code's been it's been rigged. We're getting more Chemtech here in the LCK
Man,
this week.
The Riot coders are doing the big numbers for Chemtech Soul just because they reworked it. I'm like, no, it's not strong. Don't do it. Making this Cassante pick very strong, grabbing that whole turret, and making value out of nothing, basically, in this game. And we haven't been looking at it, but I just want to give him credit. As here comes another gank.
Okay, the wave is going to be cleared very nicely from Zeka. That's going to give them a great chance to survive, as the arrow did come through as well, and Gen G are totally stopped here on the dive. So HANWHA Esports, a great response. What, at first, I thought they didn't see coming. They were very prepared for that. So now we have a follow-up fight here. CHOVY is going in. He's kind of low on health. That's fine, because he's got so much support from the river. HANWHA just running away as the Pays shots ring true from the river.
Lid.
Now he's just gonna flash in. That's a free piggy kill. CHOVY gets the double, and he's looking for a little bit more, but Life is going to back away. And like you said, Wolf, what are they gonna do about this Irelia?
Yeah, I mean,
they don't have an answer.
It's a problem too, and it looks good from the outset of that exchange for HANWHA Life, because CHOVY's taken so much damage, but he's just so mobile. He has his Blade of the Rune King, and he's got a lot of minions to operate around here, and he's next to a Victor. Once again.
Okay, this is actually a 2v1 as Pays is just dead. Very far up the lane. He was just backing there. That was kind of confusing, and HANWHA Life will take the free kill.
No turret to suck up those minions, but no one to catch them. Really quick on punish plays on this Irelia. Look at them rotate up here now with this Ash Arrow in tow.
And look at this, a gank from the jungler in the bottom lane at this point in the game as they're trying to get on top of CHOVY. CHOVY's like, what the hell are you doing? I am so lethal. You put it best, Wolf, as Kingen is just dying, and now they're going to use everything onto CHOVY. They should eventually take him down now, as they have many members. Kingen actually got away from this, as it's a nice read from Gen G. There's not a lot of Baron pressure right now from HANWHA Esports, so they try to go for a kill onto Kingen. Didn't quite pan out, but they do push him out.
They push him out here, and we do see Pays comes over. Could try to look for the snipe. He's going for it.
Okay. Little hopperoonie as some vision comes in with the blue trinket. And he snipes him! Oh, man!
That's my Pays. There we go.
That one really paid off, Wolf.
Yeah, there's the star power shining through. Krogler's jumping out of his seat over there on the space, no doubt. And
wow.
that was a risky play in terms of committing your ultimate here, but it pays off big time. Like the Gnar gank was a success at the end of the day, and now they're gonna push this mid turret. So much damage here.
Yeah. The Eclipse finished for Pays. He's got so much lethality and kill pressure, even onto the Gnar.
With the Drake spawner, the Drake spawn time kind of ticking down. They have set up here, and HANWHA Life on the wrong side of the map. This could get nasty.
Yeah, Maokai ultimate just to push them away as Doran is looking for the engage, and a couple of them are bunched up in CHOVY's, but Meganar does come through. King's getting a nice knock up, and the stopwatch is going to buy so much time for CHOVY. Can he survive, though? As over the wall, Viper and Zeka are just putting so much damage as they do eventually take down CHOVY, but it is traded for the HANWHA Esports jungler.
It's like Doran's
Life, where you going? Well, he's just dead. Doran just going to pick up a free kill. His Life has just kind of been food so far.
I think Life wanted to come over here and try to set up some vision for potentially a steal, but I think he forgot that Clid was dead. I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that. Just trying to clear some extra vision, but it's a second Chemtech. It's a ward to teleport too. He's gonna lose so much time here, and he's so vulnerable if they identify the angle he's taking.
Yeah. The turn here from Gen G, pretty excellent. When you do have the Maokai and the Cassante for engage, as well as the Irelia. There is the Nature's Grasp coming out over the wall as Doran is just zoning them away, and Jin is going to get the Baron, as this is a very broken fight. Kingen and Clid, again, just left to the wolves, as CHOVY and Doran are just hunting this squishy backline. What is going on here? They're just left out to dry, as HANWHA Life are literally being hunted for food right now. CHOVY looking for the second kill, won't get it. Life once again, a tasty snack for the Cassante. And Gen G just gonna rip them to shreds.
Yeah, it was basically unwinnable. Chovy and Peanut up here at the front. Peanut going to tank this turret with no minions. It doesn't really take damage, but here come the Baron buff. The minions, the TP, actually going to get some serious value here. For Doran showing up, but also for the turret. So many of these minions just going to crash through, and this may just simply be Genji ending the game. No vision whatsoever for HANWHA Esports, no map control.
And they just cannot do damage to this front line of Genji at this point in time. Big Gnar ultimate into the wall. It's going to buy a lot of time here for HANWHA Esports, as maybe Genji have overstepped their bounds, and it looks like they're going to take that turret and take it a bit slower after that one. So here comes something onto, okay, well, they're not going to get the kill onto Chovy.
So unfortunate that the Void Staff Victor actually dies early in this fight. With him surviving, potentially they could have actually done a lot more damage there and actually chased harder. Squid wants more. Be careful about this. There's no follow-up for you. Ashe is trying to defend top. Ashe support, trying to defend.
TP'd back in the top lane. They're just keeping the pressure up. As, oh boy. Now Clid might be left out to dry himself, as in goes the Maokai. Pays even. This the builds he goes for, just going to kill the Sejuani.
This is an example of what we've been talking about HANWHA Esports not finding their footing in terms of coordination, as Viper and Life have to defend that top push. They see the teleport coming through from Chovy. Clid's on the wrong side. This fight is just a wash because there's no vision. The guess on the double go into the pit here is just 2 sacrifices from Clid and King and hoping to get a steal. And the rest of the fight, where the rest of HANWHA Esports are split away from their front line, is a wash. There is no hope, there's no chance. You sacrifice these 3 players, hoping for the double steal combo there. You fail that, you lose the bottom side of the fight. FaZe clears the minions. I missed that part the first time around.
I love that from Jonas Strong. And it's like, yeah, we already won this fight.
This is really good time buy here for Kingen, who's had a great game. Like, I think he's had a few moments here where he's bought time and is trying to buy some space for his ranged damage dealers to actually chase these players back, but he's unsuccessful. Clid dying after this while Life was defense team fights. Great game on his own.
Yeah, they're just not a team yet.
Yeah.
HANWHA Esports needs some time as they are coming forward. They do get the kill onto Heimerdinger, as it doesn't seem like Genji really cared here, as Doran are going over the wall. 1 second's just gone, as that is a huge chunk of damage immediately just taken away from the side of HANWHA Esports. That is just so much of their late game damage, and now it's just they just don't have it anymore. As now the inhibitor is going to go down, as Genji's comp has punished, and it has played out very well for them. They do take the inhibitor down, but a little bit of a chase here from MEJORES and the rest of HANWHA Esports. As King, and he really wants it here, as the house is going to hit FaZe, and the ult is going to hit the 2 tanks, it looks like. Well, Chovy tanky enough. He is going to go down eventually, though, as Doran is being chipped away. Eventually will go down as well, and the kite here from the Ashe is enough, actually, for HANWHA Esports to push Genji off of them. Didn't necessarily need to stay that long.
Yeah, a little bit of green. Now run home and defend the Nexus turret, because there's some serious pressure there, as FaZe was like juking and jiving with his Ghost Blade in that fight, trying to get back, but the rest of the front line did not appreciate how little resources they had to escape, as now IRELIA on 4 items, 3 of those being the sort of damagey ones, but sitting on 4 items is just 35-minute Baron going to disappear before our eyes.
The frozen heart, actually, I just noticed that. That's so nice into the squishy backline of HANWHA Esports. It's like, yeah, I dare you to try to do damage if you're not Victor.
And if you're Victor and you're in range to do damage to me, you're probably dead. Not happy about it.
Yeah. Again, there was never an answer for Chovy in the side lane. We didn't even really get to see that. I mean, Genji were just like, yeah, we'll just group up and bomb them instead. So, good enough, I suppose. Genji trying to take out this open mid inhibitor now.
Can't kill Chovy, but now you have to kill him twice.
They're cutting this out. Chovy is going way too far, as the Chaos Storm is on top of him. He's just eating so much of this damage, as he's going to get pretty low there. And the snipe, 1370, is enough to take out Life. The poor support Ashe in this game is just eating it today.
Yeah, she really is.
As, Doran still going to be on the front line. He is incredibly tanky, especially with that shield coming through, as eventually King will go down, and now the squishy underbelly of this comp from HANWHA Esports, as he is going to get the GA away. But that is just about it. Chovy is not going to go down. That's going to be game number 1 here in 36 minutes for Genji. They had a lot of fun with this one. But they got the win in the end, and that's really what matters. 30 kills in total as Gen G will take game number 1.
There were some